Hi everyone, hope everyone's doing really good. I just want to get my head round something that I raised the other day, and it's to do with why women within the Jehovah's Witness religion are not given ministerial teaching positions. We know they're allowed to take part in the ministry as regards field service and going on the carts, but they're not allowed to take the Sunday watchtower, and they're not allowed to open and close in prayer. But if you look at other religions and other denominations around the world, they do have women priests, and those women priests take all the active duties that the men take. So they're on an equal plateau with the men and the priests of the world in other religions. But within the Jehovah's Witnesses, they do not allow this. Have you ever wondered why? Well, this is my opinion, and this is why I think that the Jehovah's Witness religion doesn't allow women to take a ministerial active role. I think it has a lot to do with what happened with Adam and Eve. I think it was because of Eve being completely and deliberately disobedient and thoroughly deceived by the serpent. A lot of people have got a different opinion about this, but I believe that Adam, all he did, he threw his lot in with Eve and supported her. But I think, in my mind of minds, that Eve would have talked Adam into going ahead with this transgression and disobeying Jehovah at the time. I can't find facts that will tell me that Adam was the one that instigated this deceit and that he talked Eve into it. All I see is that God has remembered that it was Eve that was deceived by Satan, and it was Eve that then enticed Adam, and they both of them together then shared in this deceit and disobeyed Jehovah. But I don't think that Jehovah has ever forgotten that particular time when Eve was the one that had instigated partaking of the fruit. Yes, I know you're going to say they're equally to blame. Yes, they are, because they both got punished equally. I won't deny that fact. Yes, they got thrown out of the Garden of Eden together, yes. So you're quite right in saying what you're going to say there. But why is it that from that day forward that Jehovah had decreed that women won't have a teaching role? And why is it that the Jehovah's Witnesses are religiously sticking to that to this day? Well, it's something to think about. I mean, are they the only religion that don't allow women to be ministerial heads? Not done my homework on this completely. I can only base my viewpoints on what I know about the Jehovah's Witnesses, having been one, since my birth. But it's something to think about, because this really means that Jehovah still has a downer on women. But not the way you think. In the past he's had faithful prophets who were women, and they've upheld biblical principles and they've been blessed by him. But as far as taking a congregational head and stepping forward and opening and closing in prayer, they can't do this. I remember one occasion when there might have been a baptized brother at the Tuesday group study at the time, or the morning ministry, and he didn't want to take the lead for some reason. He just decided he didn't want to. And I remember a mature sister at that time taking the Tuesday morning ministry morning prayer thing. And yes, she did open and close in prayer, and she did take the head, but she didn't do it without wearing something on her head. It was a sign, this covering that she would put on her head. I think she asked for something. She says, has anybody got a tea towel, or has anybody got something I can wear on my head, because she was not usurping man's authority, and she was not jumping ahead of God's spiritual arrangement. That she wanted to show that she was in subjection to Jehovah, but because no brother had stepped forward and taken the prayer, she had no alternative but to do it herself. But she didn't do it without first wearing the head covering. So this is quite significant. And I think all of this is because of Eve. Because I don't think Jehovah ever forgot what Eve had done. Yes, she lost us everlasting life. And between the pair of them, they were the ones that started this original wager with Satan and Jehovah. So this video is a bit of a tag on to what I've previously done about the universal issue of sovereignty, which will be settled in our time, and that we can all share in this, that we can all provide an answer. But it was just interesting to me to see that most of the churches and the religious denominations throughout the world, they don't recognize this women being not in a spiritual ministerial position. They quite openly ordain women ministers, and they put them into the same power and seat of authority in the Vatican and the Church of England, and in most of the religions that I'm aware of. They are given the equal opportunity, just as the male priests are. And I was wondering if anybody else felt that this wasn't scripturally right, that we have an argument to say that this is not God's righteous arrangement. And I am now going to leave it at that. And I know that some people will have an opinion on this, because as always, you're intelligent beyond belief. And when I say something I'm not sure of, I know that there's people out there that will come back with a response. But I'm definitely perplexed about this, and I seem to have a fixed opinion about it. Now, whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. But let me have your viewpoints on this. Well, thank you for listening. And again, you've been absolutely wonderful. See you again with another video shortly. Bye-bye.